Welcome, everybody, to the South Edition of Phoenix, where we all get together once a week to try and help each other in some way. How can we possibly make a difference? Just one of us is that we are constantly looking at ways to help others. And that's really the root of everything that happens. Because when we find different ways to help others, other people will find other ways to help us. And it is that circle of energy that we get into. So, our education person today is Norm. And Norm, what words of wisdom do you have for us, buddy?
Well, I want to talk about choices. There's good choices and bad choices. It's really easy to pick a good choice instead of a bad choice. But the difficulty is picking a good choice from a good choice. So you have to learn to prioritize your choice. First of all, write them all down. Right? Make notes either in your computer or on paper, and then decide what is the most important and which is the most difficult, and do that the most difficult first in the beginning of the morning, and then the rest of your day is a breeze. So learn to prioritize and get the thing you most dislike the most out of the road, so it's not hanging over your head all day. So that's your thing. Make good choices. Because if you ask lousy questions, you get lousy answers.
No kidding. Thank you, Norm. It's very true. Okay, let's get right into our introductions. At this time of the season, we're getting close to the middle of August. We're getting very close to September. That's usually where people really start to want to realize that there's another 4 months left in this year. And how does that affect your business, or how does that affect your customers? So when you're doing your introduction, does that make a difference where people are at this time? So let's bear that in mind, and we will start with Norm. Why don't we start with you?
Okay, so saying how many months there are left in the year, it's how many more months before snow comes, before cold, before I have to put my gloves on. So if you want me to put my gloves on, call me to do something and I need to put my gloves on, my answer is, I'm sorry, your bad planning doesn't constitute an emergency in my world. There's some things that I can do when the weather is nice to prepare you for when it's cold, but when it's cold, it's kind of too late. So the timer's not on, Tony.
Yeah, I know. Well, I saw our numbers were a little
Okay.
lower, so we give everybody
a dangerous
little
thing.
more
It's
time.
a dangerous thing when Norm's talking.
You're right. My wife just laughed. Yeah, so yesterday I put in a 12-hour day. Right, I went on a siding job with my son. We're redoing the front of a house, ripped out the old siding. There's rotten wood. We got taken out all down, and then I had a service call to fix the door. I thought it'd take me an hour. It took me 3, but it was a service call, made decent money on it. So the thing is to let your customers know, people, if they want their doors fixed or repaired and their windows fixed or repaired, they have to talk to me now, not when it's winter, when I move into indoor projects. So boys, home maintenance repair, we fix your home. You don't know how to do it. You don't want to do it. Don't have the time to do it. We'll do it if it's before winter.
Yeah, thank you very much, Norm. The time to pick out tile is not when you're just about to install it. So it has to be well done, well ahead of time in construction. Thanks a lot, Norm, for that. Penny Lee, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. Penny Lee Prevost, the Dancing Motivator. And today I wanted to remind you that as kids, we learned this song all about the bones, the foot bones connected to the shin bones connected to the knee bones connected to the thigh bone. People know that, but they don't really understand how their body works and how it communicates with us. And so what I do, I'm a mindset and movement mentor, and I help people to improve their health and move their change in a positive way using movement as medicine. And so what I'm looking for today are people that perhaps are working with people with limited mobility, so caregivers that could use the stress relief from having to constantly care for another individual, and the person that has the limited mobility, because together they can improve their energy, increase their energy, improve their mobility, and increase their happiness. Because all of your happiness hormones are boosted when you move, particularly to music. So it's a lot of fun. Movement is medicine. Have a great week.
Thank you, Penny Lee. And over to Terry Black.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Terry Black, your retirement living expert in the group. And definitely with the colder months coming ahead, it does affect retirement living. A lot of people who are considering retirement, moving into a retirement home, wait until the end of the summer, and then they start looking in the fall months. And also for those seniors who don't have a lot of family and are isolated and lonely during the winter months, that's when they'll start looking as well in the fall for winter stays. So at Riviera, you live life your way and on your terms. And I am currently working towards the fall and am offering presentations on navigating retirement living. So if you and your colleagues want to learn more about retirement living, or you have clients that you want to offer this seminar to, please let me know and I'd be happy to help out and set it up. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Terry. Awesome. Eric, over to you, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Eric Perron, your real estate advisor with Engel & Volkers Ottawa, making sense of real estate. Interest rates have skyrocketed, of course, as we know. So a lot of people have questions about what's going on. What should they be doing with their home? Should they be keeping it, selling it, downsizing, upsizing for that matter? The market is still very strong. Inventory is still, unfortunately, a little bit on the low side. So there's a lot of factors to consider when you're making a move. Currently, I'm working with some military clients that are moving into Ottawa. They have to make some very quick decisions, and that's definitely going to be very helpful for them to have all the knowledge that they currently can have in the marketplace to be able to determine, what makes sense. Is this a good property? Is it a bad property? What are some of the things to look at? I look at things very holistically in the sense that it's not just about the real estate transaction. I look at things from a perspective of what's the view going to be? What's the resale going to be in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever your time horizon might be there. So if you have any questions, no question is too dumb, too smart. All is good. So keep asking the questions. I'm Eric Perron, your real estate advisor with Engel & Volkers. Take care, everybody.
Thank you very much, Eric. Great introduction. Steve, over to you, sir.
Hi, everyone. I'm Steve Brennickmeyer, and I'm the designer of the group. What does a designer do? Well, there's all kinds of designers. My stuff is around graphic design, website development, all the visual stuff that helps your company stand out. I've been talking a lot about infographics, and I think I believe I'm up next week, or either next week or the week after, depending on how the chips fall here, to present, and I will show you some actual visual presentations of infographics. But what it can do for you is help to explain stuff a lot quicker. We all know a picture is worth 1,000 words, and an infographic could be worth even more than 1,000 words, in the sense that you can pack a lot of punch into a small graphic that explains a lot. Again, pictures themselves tell 1,000 words. I'll try to show this in a presentation in the near future so that you guys can understand what I'm talking about. You've seen examples of it, and you probably have an inkling already. I will try to show you in a very tangible way some examples that you might be able to relate to, and we'll take it from there. But in the meantime, if you have any questions about digital marketing, the advertising stuff that goes with that, or any design questions on your website, anything you're struggling with, or branding, please, and that's quite a lot of stuff, I know, but I try to keep it succinct. I didn't do a great job. There's no timer, so too bad. No. Have a great week, everyone.
No, Steve, you did fine. It's all good. Susan Ebbs, over to you.
I'm going to keep my introduction very short. I'm in a coffee shop, which is very loud. I represent a company called melluca.com. We have this fantastic product, which you can see on the bridge. It's called Clear Defense, and it is a hand sanitizer. It comes in wet wipes or in a handy little bottle that can go in your purse. And it's got aloe vera in it. It doesn't dry out your hands. Susan Ebbs, meluca.com.
Thank you very much, Susan. And Mike, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Tony. Morning, everybody from Cottage Land. So Mike from Full Stride Mentoring and Coaching Program. To build on what Norm was talking about, making good choices, you know, a lot of individuals wake up and they make their choices and they have great intentions, but unfortunately, because of their stress and anxiety, they can't manage their thoughts and emotions for their well-being. And by not managing their thoughts, they're always taking a half a step, what I call it, in life instead of a full stride. And why is that? Well, simply put, individuals wake up again with good intentions, but their intelligence is working against them because of their memory or their imagination. And from that, they create fear, what's called fear of suffering. So Full Stride holds the potential to guide these individuals based on a bedrock of science to a present state of awareness. And that's where transformation can occur. And so if you know somebody that's dealing with stress, anxiety, fear, suffering, or whatever, tell them to make a decision, make a choice, a good choice, and give me a call, and we'll have a nice chat to begin the process. And I predict this will elevate the rest of their lives. I really do. It's proven for me, and because I used to go through a lot of these unnecessary adversities, and I can clean them up pretty quick. So with a little practice and guidance from me, my clients will move from taking a half a step in their life and transform into full stride. So serving your well-being.
Thank you very much, Mike. Very nicely done. And Jacqueline, let's bring your shoulders up.
Wait, you're stealing her thunder.
No, it's okay.
That's all right. I'm going to make y'all do headstands. That's all right. Upside down. Because some people are feeling upside down in this world. And I'm going to ask you, as Mike has asked you to do, as Norm has suggested to do, as Eric always asks you to do, make a choice. And that's when you take a breath. Don't be upside down. Lift your shoulders. Yep. Take them back. Drop them down. And then you're thinking, maybe I can do some converting with my income, because it's not easy these days. And if you happen to be in a position that you have a basement you'd like to renew, review, renovate, the options are there out for you. When you're thinking about converting your basement because you don't need the pool table anymore, maybe you take a look at a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. Maybe you didn't know that the government of Canada, Ontario, will offer you funds to make that happen, anywhere between $25,000 and $50,000. If all goes well, they will offer you the funds to incorporate a new circumstance. There's a couple of things you need to do. And while I'm thinking that it would be great to get money from the government, it would take some time. And that's why you asked me the questions, how can that be done? How can I use equity in my home? How can I use my savings, if that's what I want to do, to create additional income? What you need to do is take a look at your zoning. Can you do that there? You need to look at your location. Will that work? How many parking spaces would you have if you decided to increase your living space? What about the layout? What about the design? There's permits that you need to have. Sometimes it takes a week, rarely. Incorporate what kind of time it would take. There's going to be an inspection. Last week, I talked about appraisers. That they're part of my team. They have to know that what you did was not just relevant, but right. When you're looking for strategies for your mortgage money, if you're thinking about investing in your own self, you need to contact your mortgage honey. Ciao for now.
Thanks a lot, Jacqueline. And for those that are watching on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, if you have any comments for any of our members, just jot them down. We'd be happy to get a hold of you afterwards, like many people have already done. To have any questions for any of our members, or we could have you linked up with anybody. And the people that are here, the members that are here, if you wanted to look at the link, we've posted the live stream link on all of those channels. If you wanted to just put a comment, put your e-card on there. All Phoenix members get a very exclusive e-card, which is an identifier of who you are, what you do in one link. And it's much easier and it's great for digital marketing. And so you can do that. And let's move over to our next person, Bernie. How you doing, Bernie?
Tony, thank you so much. I'm doing fantastic. Coffee in hand and smiling and going, and the weather is just perfect today. So, Bernie fans, for Creative Insight, what do? We connect businesses. We find people, we have a chat with them and get to know them and then share that information with other people. Also have a podcast called Knack for Business, and that is interviewing people that are in the business space and everything from the mind, body, finance, accounting, tech, on commercial real estate, the whole gamut. We have a whole bunch of people in that space. Also, a Property Wizard is the other podcast I'm involved with. And that's about commercial real estate and investing in that space. And free to listen to. You get great advice. And just to wrap it up, we also have a golf tournament coming up. Not that you haven't heard me talk about this before. To two things. 160 gets you in. If for 600 you can get a group of 4, you'll save some money plus promote a business. So if you have people that chip in, there you go. If you're looking to sponsor and you need swag, you better get her in because at a certain point in time there's a cutoff date. If you're, let's say, getting stuff put onto a golf ball or you're getting stuff made, there's a kind of a time constraint on that piece. However, that said, we're also looking for swag and other things. And the World Referral Network is the last part. It's gone from 500 to 1,000 people over a year. And that is free to go into that space. And you're also free to post either globally in that space or inside the Phoenix group. And you'll find that some of your meetings, your BAMs, have been getting posted into that space. So there you go. I'm over to you, Tony.
Thank you very much, Bernie. Hi, everybody. Tony Jennis from Higher Self. I'm the spirit guy of the group. Every Friday at 1:30, I love to do what I call it's a meditation class, but it's really a class about becoming aware of the various things in our life that happen every day, but we give it an energetic or an energy perspective. This week, we're going to be talking about keep looking up. What does that mean? Because when our society, everything you look down on looking at your computer, you look down to use your phone, you look down when you're walking. If you look at anybody crossing the road, the first thing they do is they look down because they don't want to trip. Energetically, they're going through various challenges in their life and they are very cautious. But if you look at some of the older videos, they always looked up. They always looked straight ahead, knowing where they want to go. If you look at cats is another example. They're always looking up and they're looking at something that there's nothing there. If you have cats, and sometimes you'll go through that where they're just looking at something. And we're going to explain what that means. So it's always that looking up energy. The other thing I want to really touch on is this morning, I saw a post from a professional psychic that said that over the last several years, she's documented all of the readings that she's had with her clients. So what a reading is essentially when a person comes in, they have something going on in their life that they need clarity, or they can't move forward because of something. And a reading is almost like a key. It's a very special, unique key that fits into a certain space that gives a person, is that an aha moment. I didn't realize that person actually did love me and said that I was beautiful, and I thought they had an ulterior motive. You see, there's two conflicts there. When you get the clarity of what really happened, then you go through a transformation, as Mike would say. When you do that and you document that, that is a special key. So when a person documents it over the years, and she shows us 60 ledger books that she's filled, many clients in there, and now she wants to publish it. If you have a psychic that does that, just get up and leave. Because the reason that I don't take notes, I use spirit as a memory, and I know what we did last time, and spirit just reminds me and so on. But I don't write anything down. I might make reference to a certain situation, but I never go into a person's personal reading. And especially what this person will do is publicize it. I was not getting a good reading about that at all, because this is personal. It's sacred. It's even more sacred because there's some things you won't even tell your husband or your wife, but it might come out in a reading. So having that exposed, when that person, if they do publish that book, will actually blow back to some of the clients, and their growth will start slowing down. That's how powerful that reading is. So you just leave it alone. You do the reading, and it's just like the sun. When it comes up, you enjoy it, and when it leaves, it's gone, and that's it. So that's just my 2 cents worth. Tony Jennis from Higher Self, where we're here to raise your spirits. Every week, we give one person or one of our members a chance, more than a chance, to look at their business and look at their industry, than more than in a 1-minute segment or so. And this week, we're going to be showcasing Susan McGarry. She has some very exciting news, very exciting things that are happening in her world, and she wants to share it today. So, Susan, take it away.
Thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate the introduction. Good morning, everyone. My name is Susan McGarry, and I'm with, for those on Facebook that don't know me, I'm with a company called Pure Trim. I've been well with them for over 22 years. I've traveled over North America and Canada doing health lectures, seminars, and group meetings. Not so much over COVID, but before that. I got involved with Pure Trim only because of my own health being compromised. At the young age of 27, I was falling apart. And I said to myself, this isn't normal. This shouldn't be normal. I shouldn't be on all these medications. I shouldn't have to be, falling apart and feeling older than my age. And I often ask myself, if I keep continuing what I'm doing, where am I going to be at 50, 60, 70, and 80? So without further ado, what I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to share my screen. We just launched a brand new product called Pure Trim Control. This has replaced the Pure Trim T for joint muscle pain. It's a 5-minute video. So get out your popcorn and have a watch. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Do you have joint and muscle problems in your hands, your neck, shoulders, knees, hips, or even your lower back? And you're not alone. In fact, 80% of adults over the age of 35 admit to having joint or muscle problems. Joint problems can affect how you type on a computer, play with your kids, or even getting in and out of your car or walking up and down the stairs. At the age, we also start losing the lubrication in our joints, which can lead to a loss of cartilage. All this causes a domino effect, creating joint problems and tightness in our muscles on a daily basis. The reality is that your body is constantly regenerating. It's chewing up old bone with cells called osteoclasts, and laying down new bone with cells called osteoblasts. This happens naturally. Out with the old, in with the new. It's your body attempting to regenerate new bone and joint tissue. However, unless your body is getting the right raw nutrients it needs to maintain its structural integrity, you will continue to suffer joint problems. And they only get worse. Joint and muscle problems can really limit your lifestyle, even make you feel much older than you are. What if you could feel young again? What if you were able to get your life back? The good news is, it is possible, and the answer can be found in the Mediterranean islands. The fact, Mediterranean people are living longer and healthier than we are. A recent clinical study conducted by Harvard University of 22,000 patients in the Mediterranean region found that the majority of individuals who were in their 70s and 80s were extremely healthy. The University of Sweden confirmed certain rare plant nutrients in the Mediterranean diet dramatically help reduce joint problems. It included 18 separate research papers showing that certain plants can stimulate and support the body's own stem cell production to effectively battle the aging process. Certain molecules in the plant ingredients found in the Mediterranean diet actively nourish and support stem cell function in the body. These natural plant molecules are rare and expensive to extract, but are very important to achieve proper joint and muscle support. This research is what led to the discovery of a new Mediterranean product called Joint Control. In fact, it is the reason why people see results with Joint Control within 48 hours. Many doctors who have tested it say it's one of the greatest breakthroughs in the fight against the aging process. Joint Control contains over 12 organic plant ingredients. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, and has no caffeine. And you only need to take 1 capsule a day to start feeling the results.
I would lay in bed at night with my hips aching, my knees aching. I had relief with Joint Control. It didn't take me long at all to have no pain at all. I could sleep at night pain-free. I could do things during the day. I didn't have to even worry about being in pain or limiting my activities.
I've been having a little bit of shoulder problems. I separated my right shoulder. I did come across this product by Restream. Been taking it now for a little over 2 weeks. By like the 5th day, I started noticing the pain in my right shoulder kind of like dissipate a little bit. And now that I continue taking it, it's almost gone away completely. Definitely recommend this product.
After about 7 days, I felt my shoulders feeling better.
My knees are feeling great. My shoulders are feeling better. I'm moving around.
And after about 14 or so days, my knees felt so much better that I can get back on the tennis court and the pickleball court and even go out and play a round of golf.
It's because of Trim Joint Control.
A few years ago, joint pain started coming, and I started getting arthritis in my hands and my shoulder right here, and I was in a lot of pain. And so frustrating that I was almost ready to just give up the drums. And then I started taking that. And I kid you not, I pick up my sticks now without pain, and I can play a drum solo without getting frustrated. It was like being back in the 70s for me.
You know, life's too short to live in pain.
It's short.
Joint Control can change your life and help you feel young again. We want everyone to experience the results of Joint Control because life is short. You deserve to enjoy it. Now is the time to take the 48-hour Joint Control Challenge and see the results for yourself. If you want to see faster results and save money, get started on our Joint Control Starter Pack, which includes a bottle of Joint Control and a bottle of our topical plant stem cell spray called Joint Mist. Joint Mist is a specialized fibroblast formula that consists of 4 different plant stem cells in a unique, highly absorbable topical spray. You simply spray Joint Mist on an area of discomfort, and in 12 minutes or less, you will feel a result. It's time to feel young again. Get back to the person who shared this video with you to start feeling younger with improved flexibility and mobility in just 48 hours. Thanks for watching.
Okay, does anybody have any questions?
I have to stop.
Oh, you have another one. Okay.
No,
Did
no,
you have
no,
another
I
one?
don't have another one. I just
Oh,
had to-
okay.
stopped it in the background. So I just want to share real quickly. When I got started on the Joint Control, like everybody on the planet, I get it because I didn't even want to touch Pure products when my sister told me about it 22 years ago. Herbs schmerbs was my attitude, but I was getting sicker and sicker. But after being on it for 1 month, one thing I really noticed is my inflammation going down. I'm a carrier of inflammation. I don't know why, genetics probably, and food, diet. And secondly, I noticed my mobility. Getting in and out of my Jeep is a lot easier. I'm not moaning and groaning and grunting when I'm gardening. So when I go down to pick something up and weed, get up to, you know, there's that mobility improvement that I've really noticed. And so I swear by it now. And what I'm finding is the people that I got started on it are ordering another jar. And what I love most about it, and then I'll open up for questions, is the delivery system. It's no longer in a tea where I had a hard time teaching people, stir it, make sure it mixes well, take it every day. It's hard for people to be consistent, but this is super easy, 1 a day. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. And if there isn't, one of the services I provided as an independent promoter of Pure Trim is I oftentimes will go into people's homes and present a home party. So if you invite 3 or 4 people, 5 people, 6 people over to your home, I bring the samples, I bring the videos, I host the party, and you get free products. So if that's something you're interested in doing and sharing with a loved one or family, friends, I'd be happy to do that with you. I do that often. So thank you. Penny, you have a question?
Yeah, so you mentioned that it's replacing the joint tea. So they're no longer going to carry the joint tea. Is that the case?
That's correct, because what this product does is it actually is 150 times better. Oopsie. It's 150 times better. And one of the things that it addresses is this, I just want to make sure it nourishes joint cartilage and the synovial fluids naturally. That's not what the joint tea was able to do, but this does that. So that's one of the improvements. And there is this one side effect, which I was told about. The ingredients that are used in joint control will also help your, oh my God, I keep forgetting this. You have a natural, something that your body will naturally produce. It starts with C, that everybody's hot for and selling products. Collagen. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. There's ingredients in here that help nourish your natural collagen levels. So it'll help you look and feel younger too. So I'm super excited.
So curious, are they going to come out with another flavor of tea? Because I like the flavor of the joint tea.
Yeah, I know. It's a real bummer for sure. But no, that's going to be discontinued. Yeah,
okay.
Replaced with this. Yeah.
Susan, I have a question. So what is the price point for the starter pack? And if we're talking to individuals, where can we point them to so that they can read about it?
Sure. Well, you can certainly share the video, puretrimjoint.com. That's one way. My website is susan.puretrim.com. So that's my online store. And if you just get the joint control on its own, it's $49.99. If you get both of them together, it's $99 for the joint mist and the joint control together.
And how long does that last, the kit?
1 month supply. Yeah. Depending on how much you use. Right. But this is one a day. There's 30 capsules, and the joint mist, which has always and will continue to be, I'm sure, improved every time you get it. Because I'm finding when I'm doing trade shows, people will miss themselves. They'll come back and they'll buy the product because they notice the difference in their, So that should, depending, if you're just doing your elbow, then it'll last, or, some people just do their knees. But if you're doing your lower back and your hip, it might last a month. Just depends on how often you.
Yeah, Mike is probably wondering if it will improve my golf game.
Well, yeah, they showed that a lot in that new video, Mike. Yeah, 30-day trial. If it doesn't work, your money back. And you should receive results within the first 48 hours. Like, it's unbelievable, the mobility. It's blown me away for myself personally anyways.
Gee, I might be able to play with Mike again.
Attainable goals, Tony. Attainable goals.
Yeah, exactly. So true. Okay, well, thank you very much, Susan, and thank you very much for stepping up and showing us this new product. We really like that when there's something new coming out, we're aware of it, and find a way to. We might know people that might fit into that category. So thank you very much, Susan. Those that want to talk to Susan more, schedule a BAM with her, which is in a business activity meeting. And this where two members get together just to chat about life, about kids, about business, whatever comes up. It's a way for us to get to know each other and become more of a friend, more of a companion, and we can always refer somebody that we know that way. So thank you very much, Susan. For next week, the next speaker will be Steve. You're on the roster there, buddy. So we're looking forward to hearing your presentation next week. The week after is Terry Black. All right, Terry, you should be ready to go then. I hope. And then on the 7th of September will be Eric. All right, we'll see the insights of Eric by then. So that'll be great. So just to give you a quick idea of where our group is, this is our pbex.ca site, and it has all of the information on there. I mean, so far we're at 181,510 in terms of referrals. Then this is what's been reported so far. We have another 2,000 or so that'll be added to that by the end of this meeting. We have 311 referrals and about 320 BAMs. So as you can see, we have the BAMs, or when people meet, and the referrals really have nothing to do with each other. They are two separate things. It's not a sales call. It's more of a connection with another member. But somehow the energy is the more BAMs we see, the more referrals that are shared. And it's just interesting to see that pattern. altogether, since 2016, over the last 7 years, we've generated $4.4 million worth of shared business among ourselves, with 6,800 plus referrals going to each other. Now, that would have gone to somebody outside. Who knows? But we're able to measure that. So if you if you do a BAM, if you do business with somebody, you let us know. We don't need to know the particulars. All we need to know is how much that you've bought from somebody, or you've used someone's service or whatever. And then we put this on, and we just share it the way we get it, sort of thing. We're also trying to keep track of the e-cards. This is an electronic business card for those that are watching on Facebook Live and so on. That an e-card is an electronic card where it's you can share this through a link or through a QR. And it originally did come with a physical card, but 99% of the time, in my case at least, and we see it all over, that people are sharing it on social media. They're sharing their link in their emails. They're sharing it through their customers. And even if somebody stops me at Costco and they're wanting to know my service, I can just bring up my own profile, which has my QR on it, and through the QR, I could transfer it to anyone's phone. That's Android, iPhone, all of that. And why we keep track of this is very simple. We have 8,300 clients so far that we've connected to as a group. And what that means is if somebody already has your contact information, they won't be asking for it again because it's already on their phone. These are brand new people that are connecting to you. So it's 8,300 potential future clients that want to connect to you. And the pattern that we're starting to see is that we launched this about 2 years ago. And the people that are say, okay, when I have a chance, I want to get that product or service. And after a year or two, people are starting to reconnect to that e-card link and now getting a hold of me. Now, I've seen it myself that people have saved my contact information and so on, and it's just a great future business. The beautiful part is when you get a new phone, something new comes out, the first thing that you do is take all your contact information and then transfer it over to your new phone. So after 10 years, literally, your contact information will go through 4, maybe 5 phones on the most part, and they'll still have your information. That's why it's so powerful. They don't have to remember anything. The e-card itself is all self-done, where the phone number is embedded and your website is embedded. And if you change your website, you change your phone number, we change it right away. And if somebody contacts you in 10 years, they'll already have your new information. So that's how beautiful this is. So that's why we're going to keep track of it, because this is all new contacts and it's really exciting. Last year, we did about just over 7,000 all year. We've done 8,300 so far, and it's August. So it's really encouraging to see more of our members using those cards and as part of their marketing. And it doesn't cost anything. You could, I do about 1,200 hits this year so far. Last year, I did about 1,100 all year. So I'm everywhere I go, I sort of share that. And as far as the charity goes, we're up to 33,175 in terms of our local charities that we've been sharing with, whether it's Make-A-Wish or whether it's Mike Wolobalotsky's Play It Forward for Wishes. And we're always involved in some way with the community to help them in some way. And so we try and keep track of that just so we could measure our performance in terms of giving to our local community. And I think that's important, where our newest one is, of course, Eastern Ontario Resource Centre, and they are involved with domestic violence and seniors. They feed about 20,000 seniors a year through their programs, and it's just a wonderful, very covers a lot of ground in that way. So, as far as the events go, let's see if I could get a hold of that. Events. So far today we've got our meeting, and then later today we've got Moving to Heal with Penny Lee, and that's at 10 o'clock. So that'll be really good. My tuning with Tony is a meditation class every Friday at 1:30, and on Saturday will be a Cruise Don't Bruise motorcycle. It's a charity that event that's been from EORC, that event, and it's to raise money for the domestic violence program. And it's a motorcycle thing. It starts at about 9 o'clock in the morning. If you know somebody who has a motorcycle and they want to get out with some people, we're expecting about 200 motorcycles to come in on this one. So a great event with some great people, and highly recommend that. So all the information is there. If you need some more information, you can get a hold of me. The HeartLink Network is that's the one from, I believe, Terry Black. Is that correct?
No, that's Susan Ebbs.
Oh, Susan Ebbs. Right. Okay. Yeah, Susan. Can you hear me? I don't know if you.
He's in that coffee shop.
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay. Could you tell us a little bit about this one real quick?
Basically, it's a group of people that get together. We're in health businesses, and it's an opportunity to make and share connections. So it's somewhat similar to Phoenix.
Okay, so it's so it's on the 10th line in Orleans. So so if somebody wants to go to that, they have the information. Okay, thank you. All right, and on a weekly, there's from Jacqueline Richards. This is the chair yoga that Jacqueline is involved with every Sunday at looks like 9:30. Jacqueline, if you're still there, you want to give some information on this one real quick?
Sure, no problem. I'm watching what the photos about people who are having back issues, spine issues, knee issues, and that came to me. And I decided, well, since I'm teaching group fitness and teaching hatha yoga, why wouldn't I teach it in a chair? Because yoga can be done anywhere, against a wall, on the floor, and in a chair. And I was asked by a good friend of mine who has vertigo. So the up, down, and the sun salutations was a difficult moment for her. Allowing her to sit in her chair and inhale, lift her arms, not just her shoulders, all the way up, drop them down, allow belly to come to thigh. So I can teach chair yoga on Sundays at online. We're doing it online.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for that explanation, Jacqueline.
No problem.
And every Mondays, Dave has his BAM barbecue, and if you wanted to set up that, try and get a hold of him the day before, and he will be happy to be the host for that. He always cooks up something delicious in that way. And Penny Lee, she does her moving to heel and her dancing party. Penny Lee, just to give you that respect, do you want to talk a little bit about this for a few seconds, or?
Good. So on Wednesday, I teach both moving to heel at noon, which is gentle movements that anyone can do, also in a chair, movement to music. And that's at noon on Zoom. And then I teach again at 7 p.m. the classic Nia movement to music at 7 p.m. on Zoom. So everyone is welcome to join us. And then I also teach on Thursday morning outside in the backyard in Russell at 10 a.m. And Monday evenings, I'm doing the same thing. So I got to get that to Bernie. I was just doing that now.
Perfect. Okay, thank you very much, Penny Lee. That's great. Okay, and that's pretty much our thing for this week. We're also looking for a number of people that I got a request for a florist. We could sure use a florist. We could really make their day. A lot of requests for that. A home inspector, an interior decorator had a request for that, and somebody that had a roofer. One person was looking for a roof, but I know these people are busy, but if they do have a marketing department, we do have some people looking for those services. So if you know of anybody that has a business, have them definitely get a hold of us, and we'll see if we can have them come in. Okay, so let's get right into our I have portion. If you've done a BAM with somebody, if you've done business with somebody, or overwhelming service, let us know. And let's start with Penny Lee.
All right, so I have ongoing business with Susan Ebbs. I gave you this to you yesterday, Tony. So Sheldon Carrasco, Susan Ebbs, also have ongoing business with Steve Brennickmeyer. We're working on my video, so trying to get that completed, and Ismael. I have a BAM set up with Susan McGarry for tomorrow, and looking forward to that, and need to line up some other BAMs. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Penny Lee.
Oh,
And
thank you, Susan. Sorry. Thank you for that information. The video, the presentation was awesome. Thank you.
Terry Black, how was your week?
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Susan, for your presentation. It's always interesting to see how you guys are so innovative and coming up with new and improved products. So thanks for that. I also had a BAM with Bernie a couple of weeks ago, and I'm setting up some BAMs now if anyone's interested. So reach out to me or I'll reach out to you. Thanks so much. Have a great week.
Okay, thank you very much, Terry. And Eric, how was your week, sir?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Yeah, I had a good week. I had a BAM with Sam, Mr. Sturos, the dash cam guy. So I had a car accident, of course. Everybody knows that in March. One of my wires split. So anyway, so just contacted him. It was great. He ended up getting the wire for me, went over, we installed it, had a couple of chuckles, tucked cars. Always guy stuff. Lots of fun. So anyway, yeah, that was great. Had a BAM with him. And once again, I always reiterate this, like if anybody wants to have a BAM, let's do it in person. This stuff on video is awesome. I get to see everybody all at the same time and it's easy to do, but I really enjoy that face-to-face. Much more fun. So I haven't been able to hit some of the social nights and gatherings. I've been in and out of Toronto or this or that. I'm away for the next couple of weeks, but I'm always here for you guys. So take care, everybody. Have a great week.
Okay, thanks, Eric. Yeah, the walking BAM or the meeting somebody at a restaurant or something, that's always a great thing. I totally agree with that human connection. Steve, how was your week, sir?
It was a good week. Thank you, Susan, for your presentation. We're definitely going to be talking. I'd like to get more clarity around how you brand yourself, because when you asked, you were sort of asking for a recommendation, and what I notice is that you brand Pure Trim, and so it's interesting. I'd like to talk to you about that. But in other words, I'd like to have a BAM with several people. I've sent out some messages. It's connecting time for me for sure. And I guess I'll just leave it at that. I've got ongoing work. I've been announcing it. And as Penny Lee said, I have some with her, some with Tanya, a little bit here, a little bit there, but it's a good time for doing BAMs. So I'm going to be reaching out.
Okay. Thank you, Steve. And Susan McGarry. How was your week?
I just wanted to say Susan McGarry did a great presentation. I'm just loving her products. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Tony. I had a great week last week when we were off because I met with Matthew, who I kept calling him Michael. That's a bit embarrassing. But it was really great to get to know him and his services. And then, of course, our new member, Guy. I got to meet with him the same day at Felina's at my sister's restaurant. So yes, Bernie, we were sure to take a picture after, and you did post it. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, that was my week, and I'm looking forward to meeting with Penny Lee tomorrow and wiping away those tears that we no longer have the joint tea. Thanks. Have a good week, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Susan. That's great. And Mike, how was your week, sir?
Thank you, Tony. Well, first of all, Susan, pro presentation as always. And Tony, I want to make a little remark too, that your infomercial today was really, really profound. Got some, hopefully a nice introduction with Penny Lee and my sister-in-law. I think there's going to be a lot of synergy there. And I'm going to be seeing probably Susan next week, and I'm going to make an order with Dave Bellable.
Okay, smart. Okay. And we got Susan Ebbs. How was your week, Susan?
My week was very good. I have had ongoing business with Penny Lee and Wendy Chung. I did some business with Mike and Alex and Joyce Owens and Steve Brennickmeyer. You and I have to connect for one of your BAMs.
Yes.
And my week. Oh, yes. And Susan, that was a great presentation. I really enjoyed the information. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. And we got Jacqueline. How was your week, Jacqueline?
I had a great week, and I'm looking forward to, in the next 2 weeks, increasing the number of BAMs that I get to do. Susan, that was a fantastic presentation. I kept thinking, I love them. Like the video that they did was fantastic. Great information. Thank you so much, and have a fantastic wait as you take a breath and lift your shoulders, take them back and drop them down. Whoa! Life is pretty good. Ciao for now.
Thanks, Jacqueline. That's awesome. And Bernie, how was your week?
It's actually been going rather well. The doing podcasts, editing them, posting people's BAMs, so they sent photos in. So I've been plucking those and pushing them into the online. What else to tell you? And next week I'm not going to be here, so have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to miss my presentation.
We're going to miss your words of wisdom at the end.
You're going to miss my presentation, Bernie. What are you going to do?
Camping. Apparently camping.
Apparently. Okay. Yeah. Great presentation, Susan. Yeah. I like the video. That was good. And we'll, yeah, I have an order with you already for that. And I still have a little bit of the joint tea. I'll probably use that and get that out of the way and try this new one. So we're looking forward to that. And had a BAM with Joanne from the EORC. And yeah, other than that, I have a number of BAMs set up. And so we'll do that for as the week progresses. So Bernie, we're gonna send good energy to you at the cottage, so you could detox like Mike is.
It's not a cottage; it's a tent. So detoxing may have to bring a bottle of scotch with me and just detox that way.
Okay. All right. Okay. Perfect. And that is for today, guys. And just to get a quote at the end of the meeting there, Bernie, if you could post that. And
Yeah.
so.
And here we go. It's a quote for the day. If you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way. Napoleon Hill.
So true. Okay, and we're right on time.